Hello YouTube, this is DVD Review Studios here, and today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. In this video I'm going to be going through a nostalgic box of old promotional DVDs, which these kind of DVDs were given away with newspapers as a promotion throughout the early 2000s, and in all honesty I was a sucker for collecting these kinds of things, especially if they were Attenborough related, documentary kind of things. I used to eat that kind of stuff up as a child, and I absolutely love these kinds of collections, and this will be a huge sort of heavy nostalgic trip for me. So in a similar right to how I did my other sort of loft clear out videos, which is where I got this box from, likewise same with the VHS collection video I did, the Simpsons tapes I showed off. I'm just going to be digging through this box, going through things, maybe recollecting some memories, and just going through what I have in this box. So this is literally just a shoebox titled Educational DVD, which, yeah, that speaks for itself, I suppose. So inside, which I've only had a quick rummage through here, we have absolute stacks of these old promo DVDs. So what I'm going to do, I think the best way to approach this is if I sort through these off camera, without really looking at them too much, just so then I've got them in sort of separate piles, since they seem to be a little bit muddled at the moment. I'll go through them and sort them, and then we can obviously look at them in more detail. And we are back. That actually didn't take as long as I had originally anticipated. So what I've managed to do with these ones, I've sorted through these old David Attenborough Wildlife Collection DVDs into one pile, which I think there's two sort of sets there all together. And then we have these Eyewitness DVD sets, which are more or less just educational shorts for children. Some more Attenborough related stuff separate from these ones. And then a nice surprise which I did not know was in here, the old Walking with Dinosaurs and Walking with Beasts episodes, which were released episode by episode on singular discs. So that's quite interesting, quite an interesting find, and I don't really remember actually watching them. So I'm not really too sure what to make of those, but I'll definitely probably give those a rewatch just out of curiosity at some point. So anyway, the first ones that I'd like to go through are these old National Geographic ones, part of the Totally Wild collection. There's I think 14 here in total. And so let's begin with the first DVD that was given away, and that is Encounters with the Ultimate Predator. So there's a great white shark on the front cover there for you, and then there's an advert on the back of this one. I think only this one actually. Yeah, the rest of them are proper sort of back cards for the actual documentary. So with each one you're able to actually collect, as well as the DVD, both a poster and a set of stickers, which is quite nifty. And there's the entire collection there pictured on the inside cover of this particular one. And there's the disc kept in here, which this DVD set is definitely worse for wear. I do actually recall watching this one quite a lot. Sharks used to fascinate me a fair bit, and to a certain degree still do, even though I do subject myself to the cruelest of films, but there you go. So anyway, I'll definitely be giving this one a rewatch for sure. I really do want to check this one out once again, just really to recollect some old memories. Next up is Emperors of Ice, which was overall one that I quite liked. I don't really recall anything specific about it, but penguins have always been a creature that have fascinated me, and there's a really adorable shot of a penguin getting a nice close-up of a camera. Next up is Ultimate Crocodile, which again is probably something that would interest me now more so, but crocodiles used to fascinate me. The Steve Irwin kind of documentaries were great, and this would have just added to that kind of overall fixation on these kind of animals. Living with Gorillas, don't really recall anything about this one. Lions of Darkness, which is a little bit more worse for wear again. There's a nice eerie looking image there. Next up is by far my favourite and the one that I did watch all the time, and that is Bug Attack. What actually spurred me to make this video was the fact that I really wanted to watch this documentary not too long ago, and there's no record of it anywhere. Like, for one, I didn't really know any of the casting directors or anything like that, or anyone that was involved with this project or any of these projects really, so it was quite difficult to really track down a copy of this, which I think I found on Daily Motion or something like that. But yeah, to actually have the DVD again is fantastic, and I'll definitely be giving this one a rewatch. Loads of very vivid memories of this one, with the guy cooking a tarantula, which was very odd. A load of spider bites, one where a child was bitten by a black widow, another very awful story where a woman was literally stung to death by unprovoked hornets, so the creepy critter there on the front cover was responsible for that one. And yeah, for sure, bugs and insects and entomology is something that's fascinated me for years, and I just love these kind of things. So there's Bug Attack. Dolphins, The Wild Side. Literally nothing to say about this one, sadly, but perhaps one to give a rewatch, just to have a good old gander, I suppose. Next up is Search for the Super Snake. Again, something that will more so fascinate me now, I would have thought. Great Bear Rainforest, not really too much to say on this one, sadly. An Eagle's Story, which I really do actually quite like that front cover art. It's a shame that the DVD cardboard sleeve isn't in the best of conditions, but again, another one that I may perhaps give a rewatch to. Caribbean Coral Reef, very colourful front cover image there. Arctic Kingdom, some adorable polar bears. African Paradise. And Wild Babies with some lines there pictured on the front cover. Looks as though I actually tried to staple this corner for whatever reason, that's interesting. But yeah, there you go, that is the National Geographic Totally Wild collection. These next Eyewitness ones I'm going to skip through, since these seem to be the most uninteresting in all honesty, and more aimed for younger children, if anything, so there you have it. So there's Dinosaur, Jungle, Human Machine, Pond and River, Seashore, Flight, Plant, Rock and Mineral, Ocean, Planets, Natural Disaster, and Weather. Next up we have some more miscellaneous kind of ones. So we have this BBC Earth disc, which I think is disconnected from the rest of these that I'm about to show. But this is literally called Challenges of Life, Reptiles and Amphibians, given away with the god-awful Daily Mail, of course. And then we have the Nature's Great Events series. I think this one in particular is a behind-the-scenes one, literally called The Diaries. I suppose just showing the behind-the-scenes of Attenborough narrating, etc. But yeah, there you go. So that's the Diaries. This one is The Great Melt, which is there two here? Oh, okay. We also have your next DVD's free with tomorrow's Mail on Sunday, but it's included. I don't know if I've done this and lost the original case to this this Great Salmon Run one, but no, there you go, the Great Salmon Run. So maybe. And then this one obviously will be the Melt one, the Great Melt. There you go. So that was interesting. I'm not too sure why two of them are included in the same pack, but I must have lost the case for the other one. But next we have The Great Feast. Wonderful artwork there on the front cover. Nature's Great Events, The Great Flood. And there's an example of what the discs look like for anyone who is interested. More from the same wave, The Great Migration. And The Great Tide. So there you go, and there's also a little promo there for A Life on Land, little DVD box set from the looks of things. So I'm not too sure what year this actually came out. Oh, there we go, 2009. I think the other ones that I showed, the National Geographic ones, I think came out in 2007. But yeah, there you go anyway. So that is the Nature's Great Events little mini-series. Continuing with the Attenborough theme, we have so many Attenborough ones in this pile. I think this is made up of two collections, because I've noticed that half of them say new 14 DVD series and then the other half don't. So I'm just going to try and go through these as quick as I can, maybe recall some memories of them if need be. But there you go, this series came out from the looks of things, if it does actually say. 2007 for these ones, so that's interesting. But there you go, this is the Life in the Freezer, The Ice Retreats, The Living Planet, Northern Forests, The Tribal Eye, Crooked Beak of Heaven, Life on Earth, Building Bodies, which that actually does sound quite fascinating in all honesty. The Blue Planet, Frozen Seas, Life in the Undergrowth, Taking to the Air, Ah, this looks fantastic. Lost Worlds, Vanished Lives, Putting Flesh on Bone. That is one I might actually put to one side to watch later on. I'm sure I remember that cover as well with the trilobite on it. Maybe that's in here as well. I'm sure I actually saw that just before. But anyway, we have Planet Earth, Jungles, The Blue Planet, Frozen Seas. Did we not just have that one? We did, so we've got a couple of duplicates in here maybe. I'll put the doubles to one side as well. The First Eden, The Making of the Garden, Trials of Life Growing Up, The Life of Birds, The Mastery of Flight, The Life of Mammals, Meat Eaters, The Private Life of Plants Travelling, Attenborough in Paradise, Bowerbirds, The Art of Seduction, States of the Planet, Is There a Crisis, The Amber Time Machine, The Living Planet, The Furnaces of the Earth. There we go, that's the one I recall. In fact, this one actually has a funny story behind it. When these came out when I was in primary school, and I remember we did a project with newspapers, so we must have had copies of the Daily Mail. And so anyway, the teacher actually handed out each individual page of the newspaper from that day to everyone in the class, and the person sat next to me actually got the page with the coupon on it to get this free promotional DVD, and so obviously I really wanted that coupon, so I did everything I could throughout the lesson, not focusing on anything, but just trying to basically get that newspaper coupon. Nothing worked out, I can't remember actually what I did, but anyway, at the end of the lesson, I went up to the teacher very confidently and just said the words, "My dad didn't get that coupon in his newspaper, can I have it?" And the teacher was very kind enough to let me have the coupon. So there you go. I don't know whether or not that actually contributed to getting this, but I certainly hope it did. But anyway, Lost Worlds, Vanished Lives, Dinosaur. This looks very interesting, and I definitely want to give this one a watch as well, so I'll put that in the other pile. The Blue Planet. The Blue Planet. I'm sure I recall that artwork from the front cover of one of the actual DVD sets. Oh, there you go. Literally advertised as I'm saying that. There you go, that's on the back cover. Likewise with this one, Life on Earth, Life in the Trees, which I think had a DVD box set front cover relating to this little frog. But there you go, more doubles. So we have the Blue Planet once again, Life in the Trees once again, Life in the Freezer, The Bountiful Sea, that looks quite interesting, kind of rough markings on this one, a little bit dirty. The Private Life of Plants Growing. I'm pretty sure we had one already titled that. Maybe? Who knows? Trials of Life Arriving. Attenborough in Paradise. Life in the Undergrowth, Invasion of the Land. The Life of Birds, To Fly or Not to Fly. The Life of Mammals, A Winning Design. And the Best of Great Wildlife Moments, maybe a compilation, possibly. But there you have it anyway, so that is the Attenborough related ones. And last up we have the Walking with Dinosaurs and Walking with Beasts as well. So these were given away with the god-awful Sun, unfortunately, and each one is rated a PG, interestingly. I think all the other ones I've shown were all exempt from classification. So anyway, we have Walking with Dinosaurs, Episode 1, New Blood, Time of the Titans, which is quite interesting, Cruel Sea, Giant of the Skies, Spirits of the Ice Forest, Death of a Dynasty, and then we have the Walking with Beasts, which I think I'd actually be more interested in checking out. I think I've seen the dinosaur ones, unless I'm thinking of the Prehistoric Park series with Nigel Marven, which again is very nostalgic to me from my childhood. But we also have here Walking with Beasts, New Dawn, Whale Killer, Land of Giants, Next of Kin, that's interesting. Sabertooth. Oh, and Sabertooth again. Another double. There you go, I'll put that one to one side as well. Mammoth, Journey, and then, which I think was the whole reason behind these being advertised, in fact. Does it give it on the back of... Yeah, there you go. So on the back of each one, it looks to be just advertising the live Arena Spectacular, as it was called, of the Walking with Dinosaurs tour. So there you go, basically just advertising again the fact that this was coming to the UK and could obviously be seen in person, but also it looks to be featured on this DVD set as well, which is quite nice of them, I suppose. And this one is exempt from classification as well, unlike all the others, which this is the only one that's rated a U, I think, and the others are all PG. But yeah, there you go. With how far I actually remember these ones, I can honestly admit I don't really recall too much about them. But I'm kind of interested to just put these in the player and have a look through a few of them, just out of pure curiosity, I suppose. So if anyone out there would like a follow-up to this video, just to maybe get my thoughts before and after, I suppose. So obviously this is me going in blind with looking at some of these, but I would love to make a follow-up video just exploring these kinds of documentaries. Since these are all very heavily nostalgic to me and something that is a pure interest of mine. I love the kind of sort of entomology related things, along with things that are prehistoric. Dinosaurs are of course a huge part of that, something that I just grew up very fascinated with. And yeah, if you collected any of these, let me know in the comments if you have any memories of basically going out and getting these every day with the newspaper. And if you have anything else to say, they can always drop that in the comments down below as well. So if you did enjoy, please do leave a like. If you're new to the channel, by all means, please do subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.